Hey, Orlando, why is it a good idea to buy or a bad idea to buy if the rates are high? Do we have some really good reasons as to why we're pushing this? Why would anybody want to buy? Does it even make sense at this point in time to buy a home if the rates are still going to be high? Good question. These are some really good questions. The Fed meeting's coming up. We're starting to see rates getting ready to stabilize, but why wouldn't we wait? Why wouldn't we wait until the rates drop down to closer to where they were more comfortable? It's actually really important, very important reasons. And you're going to watch all the way to the end because I do have a question for you, but I'd like to know your answer. Love to hear from you. Reason number one, believe it or not, real estate is all about cycles. There are high cycles, low cycles, there are correction cycles, there are cycles inside of cycles. Right now, because of where the interest rates are and because of the sentiment out in the market, there are a lot of people that are just sitting it out. And it's actually caused a correction in the market, which is a good thing. There should be a correction. It couldn't be sustained. Those prices were going way up, way too fast. It was a complete seller's market and people were throwing caution to the wind, which is not a good place to be. Now, I do have to say that when you have less competition, the prices do actually begin to correct themselves because the seller can no longer demand anything they want for these homes. Now, that's actually pretty important for you because you have the opportunity to be able to come in and take your time and make a good choice in picking things. Pick a house that suits you and your family and make sure that you're not setting yourself up for disaster. So many people have had to negotiate poor terms when it was a seller's market because the sellers could demand anything they wanted. They had 10 people lined up behind them. Right now, that's not the case. You might have one, you might have two, you might have none. And that means that you have the opportunity to negotiate either a lower price or maybe some seller concessions that can help you get into this house. That less competition is a huge benefit for you right now that you may not have when the interest rates come down. And I can just kind of tell you right now that I have about 150, 200 pre-approvals from this year alone that are sitting it out because they're waiting for the interest rates to drop. Guess what? Once those interest rates drop, what do you think they're going to do? It's very likely that they're going to get right back into the market. You're going to have a whole lot more competition. It's probably something worth considering and deciding if that's what you want to do, if you want to take advantage of the less competition. Now, that may mean that you have a higher interest rate when you're doing that. But point number two, once you've locked in the price of the home, you can always find a way to improve your position. Yeah, you can refinance. That's a very common thing. I refinanced several times in my lifetime on my homes, and sometimes it was to save money, sometimes it was to cut down on the term of the loan. You can do a variety of things. The whole goal of buying a house is to be debt-free. There's nothing that tastes as good as being debt-free. And the same thing applies to a house. If you have a mortgage for $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, $3,000, $5,000 a month, which we can see numbers in those ranges, having it paid off makes a huge amount of sense. And there's nothing as sexy, nothing that tastes as good as being debt-free. Refinancing makes a whole lot of sense. You're not locked into that, but you've locked in the price of the home, and that makes a whole lot of sense. Guess what? My name is Chris Parks. I'm with Atlantic Coast Mortgage, and I am actually vested in helping you get to where you want to be with buying your home. Whether this is your first home, your second home, or your investment home, as part of the Parks Mortgage Group, we're really vested in making sure that you get the best information and can set yourself up for success long term. We're so vested in you that we've put in a resource that is down in the pinned comments down below or in the bio. You can download it. This is actually really important because we put together the ultimate home buying guide. Yeah, ultimate home buying guide. It's fantastic. It's how to get pre-approved, how to make an offer, how to close the deal, how to select a real estate agent. Those real estate agents now you have to pay them out of pocket because of the new settlement with the National Association of Realtors. They can cost you a lot of money. We help you understand how to select them and what it means to vet the realtor correctly to get set up for success. In most cases, the real estate agent is the biggest expense on any transaction. And making sure that you get set up for success is pretty important. All of that stuff, including local stuff about restaurants, all this other great community-based event stuff, all that is in my Ultimate Home Buying Guide, which is down below. And even better yet, it's free. You can take a look at it, 100% free. Just click on the link down below. It'll take you to a place where you can download it and you have the opportunity to look through it. So if you're looking to buy next week, next month, next year, we're looking for the opportunity to help you and to serve you. We'd be happy to take a call, no obligation to you, and set you up for success. Number 3, Once you've locked in the home price, you can start building equity because year over year, home prices are continuing to grow and your payment is remaining steady. And so if your repayment is remaining steady, but the values are going up, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have a lot of equity when it's time to sell and move on. You're going to have a lot of choices as far as what to do with this house because this may not be your forever home. But building equity makes a whole lot of sense. That's how you start building wealth, net worth, all sorts of great ways to help you get set up. Number 4, once you've locked in the housing cost, you're no longer susceptible to the rent fluctuations. Rent can go up 5, 10, 15%. Your mortgage can't. Your mortgage is going to be locked in. Now, taxes and insurance can change, but the price of that home or the monthly payment that goes to repay that loan that you've taken out, the mortgage on that house, that remains consistent and constant. That's a huge benefit. You're no longer paying 100% interest by renting. Instead, you might be paying 6% or 5%, or as rates improve, maybe even less. You can start benefiting from it by locking in the rate and then locking in your monthly payment and improving and getting equity as you're going along. There's also a hidden benefit to this, and that's number 5. Hidden benefit is the tax benefits. These tax benefits play a huge role for you because now you can start writing off the mortgage interest. That plays a huge role for you in your taxable advantages. It can be the difference in paying taxes or not paying taxes. And understanding what that means to you, I know when I bought my first house, I had no idea the taxable advantage that I would get through buying a house. I was actually able to go into my W-4 and change how many deductions because I was getting so much money back at year end that I had overpaid in taxes that I could use that money year over year or month over month, instead of waiting until I filed my taxes to get it all back. I was the one who had prepaid it, overpaid it. Now I adjusted it to the point to where I'm getting a tax benefit. And it's actually helping me to make those payments and to have a more affordable lifestyle. Number 6, guess what? This home can be a family investment for decades to come. You need a place to live. You need shelter. Whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next month, you're going to need shelter. You need a house. You need a place to stay. A rental is 100% interest. It's not that much when it's coming to buying your house. It might be 6% right now, but we're starting to see that starting to improve. So that could be a betterment for you. But think about it from this standpoint, because once you've outgrown the house or you want to improve on the house, you can turn that house into an investment home and get rent from it and go out and buy the home of your dream. And that rent, that feels really good at that point because now it's passive income that you don't have to work that hard for. You've already bought the house. You've already locked in the equity. You've already locked in the interest rate. You've already locked in the payment. Now you're getting a profit on a home that used to be your home, and you've been able to move into the next home, and that makes a lot of sense. Question of the day. Here we are. Would you ever want to be a landlord, or is that too scary for you? I'd love to hear your comments. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We'd love to hear more from you. I think this information is extremely good and extremely valuable. And I do have more information on how to do your first investment home to make that less scary if that's something you'd like to do. Thanks for the opportunity. And we would love an opportunity to talk to you, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. We're going to be around. Don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love an opportunity at a no obligation consultation. And by all means, please go to our Ultimate Home Buying Guide, download it, take it with you, catch up with us when you have a chance. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you and yours.